Today we're going to talk about an omnibus from Dynamite Comics, the Vampirella Omnibus number 4. Okay, the Vampirella Volume 4 Omnibus from Dynamite Comics is a paperback omnibus. Unfortunately, Dynamite don't produce these in hardcover for some reason. I'm sure there'd be a market if they wanted to. I'd certainly buy them, but for whatever reason, they are one of those companies that only produces their omnibuses in paperback, unless there's the very rare occasion that they will do a sort of deluxe oversized hardcover, such as with the Gail Simone Red Sonja run. Anyway, this collects 4 stories if you go by the back cover. In reality, it's more like 3 actual runs of about 5 issues each, and then there's a sort of single issue story, The New European, which ties into the Vampirella Dracula story that's in there. Having said that, the 3 stories are Vampirella and the Scarlet Legion, which follows Vampirella and a religious task force of warrior nuns who fly around in a crucifix-shaped plane, and they are trying to stop the escape of an evil entity. It's sort of a relatively standard sort of action comic. It's good fun, nothing particularly bad or wrong with it, and it's just a bit of a sort of read once and then sort of move along story. Vampirella vs Dracula is an absolute mess. It is a story where they try and be clever with it and make you think that Vampirella has become ensconced in the Bram Stoker story because the Fates are trying to control Dracula and keep him trapped in a story, and they're trying to escape from this story, and it has repercussions in the current world, in the historical world, and they're moving between different storylines. I find it really difficult to make sense of in 5 issues. It felt like a good idea, just badly implemented. And I'm not inclined to go back and read it again, because even what did happen in it didn't really, capture my imagination. The other story, The New European, feels like a prelude to the Vampirella Dracula story. There's not much more I can say about it without ruining that. Not that there's a lot to ruin, but it sort of ties in. It's very much the same theme. The final story in there is Vampirella Red Room. I actually really like this story, particularly after I'd read the ones that came before it. This is a relatively straightforward action story again, but it's just well done. You can see that one of the character models for a sheriff in it is Jeff Bridges, which is always nice when you see a sort of celebrity cameo being made, just because the artist has obviously based a character on someone they must have a picture of next to their desk to use as reference. Vampirella goes looking for a missing girl along with a sheriff. It draws them to the Red Room Roadhouse, where there is a person holding vampire fights. That then takes them to a place where someone is feeding these vampires bodies to, I don't know what we call them, a worm, W-Y-R-M, some sort of evil creature that again produces a substance, blood, that you can feed to a vampire and it will make them super powered. And then they go into fights and it's sort of circular like that. What it means is you get lots of good action scenes. There's one where Vampirella grabs some bloke by both his arms and kicks his body and rips both his arms off, but the bloke's still living because he's a vampire and he's trying to grow his arms back and they're just like little stumps. And there's fun stuff like that in it. It's the best story, it's the most fun, and you think, yeah, I'm happy I read that. This omnibus, to be honest, isn't the best omnibus. It's got good cover art. The cover art is from the Vampirella Dracula storyline. You get a cover gallery in the back. It's not full page covers, it's sort of 4 covers to a page. And it's got a, straightforward trade paperback glue binding. You don't get much more beyond that, to be honest, other than some adverts for the other Vampirella omnibuses. And that's it. I mean, the other thing to mention is that I got this for £8.50 All In on Amazon. For whatever reason, they seem to have this on sale. The other omnibuses are about £20–25. So if you just wanted one to have a dabble with and dip your toe in and see if you liked, whilst it's not got the best stories in it necessarily, you can certainly get it to judge the quality of the printing and the omnibus, and you don't feel that you've sort of spent a load of money. Or if you even want to gift for someone that's like a substantial trade paperback, substantial omnibus, and you know they like comics, then £8.50 is not a lot at all to spend for a fairly decent sized book. I'm hoping to get the other omnibuses in the series. I have got 2 of them digitally. Volume 3 is quite good. It's got the Nancy Collins run in it. Volume 1 I haven't worked my way through yet, and Volume 2 I'm not sure what that contains. And they also do a Masterworks omnibus. It's got the best of the Masterworks series they did. Well, I've got the individual trades for the Masterworks, but I'm tempted to get that because the trades I've got are digital ones. So I might just get the hard copy omnibus just for a collection. But we'll see. Let me know what you thought of these stories. Do you think these are good stories? Did Vampirella and Dracula actually make sense to you? Because it didn't make a bloody jot of sense to me. And otherwise, do you think that these Dynamite books should come out in hardcover? And if they did, would you buy them? I certainly would. I think you could probably condense 2 of these omnibuses in their series into one big hardcover and have a proper, you know, decent sized omnibus, about 800–900 pages, and people would buy it. I certainly would if it was the right price. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.